What's going on, budget fam? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing another discussion video. We're going to be talking about the recent purchase of tops by Fanatics. A little bit late to the party on this one, but I wanted to get this video out just to talk a little bit about it, doing some more discussion videos and doing a little bit less ripping on the channel. So I wanted to tackle this issue and talk about why I think it is a good thing for the future of the hobby. So before we get into that, if you guys don't mind, just really quickly doing me a big favor and just hitting the like button on this video and subscribing to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Really appreciate all the support recently, man. The channel has been booming. That is thanks to you. That is thanks to all the likes and all the comments, all the views. It means a lot to me, and it goes a long way for the channel. So I really appreciate it, man. Thank you all so very much. So let's get into it. Let's talk about tops being purchased by Fanatics. So if you're not familiar, which I'm sure you are familiar, but about 2 weeks ago, Fanatics, the sports apparel company, that's their value of the company is like around $10 billion, which I had no idea that was the case. It's kind of crazy. They mostly just sell like apparel online. So if you ever bought like a shirt, sweatshirt, jacket, jersey, whatever, so chances are it's from Fanatics. They recently purchased Topps, the 70-year-old sports card brand, for $500 million. Pretty crazy. This one is kind of not much of a surprise. We saw this coming with Topps losing the MLB rights. Also recently, I'm sure you guys have heard, Fanatics won the MLB, NFL, and NBA licensing rights. So for 2026, they will be taking over the sports card market, which left Topps and Panini kind of in a really awkward, really difficult spot. So not a big surprise. Topps decided to just sell to Fanatics, and Fanatics will be taking over. Like I said, Topps was in a really tough spot. There wasn't a lot that they could do outside of baseball. Baseball was their main staple, so without the licensing rights, they were left hanging. They still do, I think MLS, UEFA, and then WWF or WWE. I don't know exactly. They weren't left with much, so they really didn't have much of a choice. So they ended up selling to Fanatics for $500 million. So good on them, man. They cashed out. They did their thing. The good news is that they will continue to operate as is, and that's really the exciting news. Is for me, this shows that Fanatics understands that they can't just come in and push the reset button on the hobby. I think that was a lot of people's fear when the news was first announced, especially with baseball, because baseball is such a traditional hobby, and flagship Topps has been around since the beginning, since forever. And a lot of people were worried that Fanatics taking over meant that these brands were gone, that Topps flagship was gone, Topps Chrome, Topps Finest, Bowman, all that stuff was going to be gone. This is a good sign. This means that these brands will stay intact, and this just shows me that Fanatics understands that tradition is important and that keeping these brands alive is really important to the hobby. And so I think this shows that they get it, and that they're going to continue to kind of, instead of just coming in and just shaking everything up, I think they're going to come in, look at the things that need to be improved, and improve the things that need to be improved, and keep the things the same that should be kept the same. So it's really exciting to see. It's a good start for Fanatics. It's also exciting that we could potentially be seeing Topps products for the NFL and the NBA coming back. So hopefully Topps Chrome basketball, Topps Chrome football, which we haven't seen in forever. But since Fanatics now owns Topps and has the licensing rights in 2026, that's something that we could definitely potentially see. And I know myself and a lot of other people are in the hobby are very excited for that. So it's a good sign. Interesting to kind of look at, since they've taken over 2 weeks ago, there has been one release from Topps. It was Topps Chrome update. I don't think that Fanatics had anything to do with this directly. but since they've taken over, this is the first product that's been released. They are like some kind of hybrid mega box, blaster box things that are typically $25 at Target are now $50 at Target. To be fair, we've seen price hikes on a lot of different products. So I don't think Fanatics had a hand in this directly. I feel like this was something that was already in the works. Prices were probably already decided, but it is interesting to note that the first thing that's happened since they took over was a doubling in price of a product. To be fair, that there are 12 more cards in those boxes. If you're familiar with those boxes, usually they had 28 cards. Now they have 40, so it's understandable that they raised the price a little bit. But to double the price on those was really, really interesting. Again, I don't know if Fanatics had anything to do with that at all, or if that was just a Target thing. I don't know. But just really interesting that the first thing that happens a week after they take over is a doubling in price. So hopefully that is not a sign of the future for Fanatics. Hopefully that's just a one-off. I think it'll be interesting to see what ways they change the hobby and what they assess are areas that need to be fixed and areas that are that can be improved. I think one of the biggest things is getting product directly to people. That's what Fanatics does best. They're like super well known for just being a straight up online retailer. They don't have stores. You can't go into a Fanatics store, but they sell a crazy amount of stuff online. So I think we're going to see a lot of that, and I think we're going to see that improved as far as our ability as consumers to buy products online. Definitely think we're going to see a step up in that. I don't know what that means for hobby shops, but again, like I said, with them buying tops, I think this shows that they understand tradition is important, and I think they will continue to feed the hobby shops and feed the hobby and take care of the collectors, because the collectors are really, truly, at the end of the day, the collectors run this hobby, man. Like, they're the ones that are going to be there in the long run. So we will see. Interesting also to note that with this, it kind of gives us an early look at what Fanatics will be doing moving forward. We kind of thought we'd have to wait until 2026 to see what they had planned, or maybe 2025. But now that they've taken over Topps, we're going to get an early look at what they have planned. And so over the next few weeks and over the next few months, keep an eye on Topps and keep an eye on what they do, how they roll products out, what type of stuff is available online, prices of things, because I think it's going to be an early sign of what's to come for eventually football and basketball as well. So cool that we get an early look on what Fanatics' plans are and what the future of the hobby could potentially be holding. Another big question is Panini next? Panini's in the same position that Topps was in. They got the rug kind of slipped right from underneath them. They're in a difficult position. They really don't have much to do, much to sell at this point. I think they have UFC, NASCAR, and then they still are able to do NCAA. So like the college products, Prism draft picks and those types of things. Not a whole lot, man. It really hurts the value of their company. I think potentially we could see Fanatics swoop in on Panini as well. Personally, I would like to see it. Even if they don't maybe directly buy Panini, if they're able to purchase the naming rights for some of the products that Panini bought from other companies. An example would be like Donruss. I'd love to see Donruss continue. Donruss is a huge staple in the hobby. NBA Hoops is another big one as well. These are brands that Panini bought from other companies, and hopefully they'd be willing to sell to Fanatics. Hopefully Fanatics is smart enough to scoop those types of brands up. And obviously Prism and Select would be really cool as well. But I don't know. I don't know what position they feel like they're in. If they're trying to hold out or if they're interested in just selling. I would like to see them acquired as well and just bring it all under one roof and all under one umbrella. And it would be cool to see that done sooner than later, so we can get this, just get the ball rolling on this stuff, man. Move on and just, it's inevitable at this point. They've taken over. Let's get it cracking. So I don't know. And Upper Deck as well. Who knows, man? Who knows what's in the plans for Fanatics? Interesting times though in the hobby, man. Really interesting. I want to just bring it up and give kind of my perspective on it and why I think I'm excited for it. I think it was a little scary at first, but it shows that Fanatics, they do get it, they do understand it, and they're not just gonna come in and completely wipe the floor and start with a clean slate and start new brands and make new products. And I'm glad they're not doing that. I'm glad they're going with the traditional names and the traditional brands, and we'll continue to see things kind of stay the same. It won't have a huge impact on us directly, which is a great thing. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'm really interested to hear everyone else's perspective on it, because I know everyone has their own kind of opinion on this thing. So definitely drop those comments in the comment section below. Appreciate you guys watching. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.